Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's an honor to be the herald as we begin this episode and talk about the family Fitzgerald. Ladies and gentlemen, it's episode 62 of Caveman News. Excellent. I don't have enough hands. What I really need is a contraption to hold my microphone for me. I know they have these microphone stands, but I don't know. That just doesn't cut it for me. Welcome to the show. Well, I said welcome already, so hey, whatever. If you're gonna accuse me of anything, accusing me of being too welcoming is a great way to go. But yeah, I don't mind it. Let me put up my jacket. This is a good show that we have in store, I believe. Hang on, I cannot do this. Well, let me see. Let's see if I can do this. Thank you, Dog Treat General. Okay, yeah, I turned my microphone down a bit earlier because uh, it seemed like it was buzzing a bit, but I can turn it up a little bit more. I don't hear the buzzing right now. Wait, I'm I had the wrong volume knob. That should have done it. I think we're good now, and I'm gonna get glasses as well. We're gonna do this official. Welcome back, Dog Treat General. I love the print on the inside of that jacket as well. It is fascinating. Soy Treese in the chat. If the volume is better, please let me know. Okay, I did that. Let's see if I can hit the camera. I can't. That was not even close. Okay, what do we need? Alright. Actually, we do have something right off the bat. I want to get to this before we get started, really, because I reached out to the resident. Ugh. Why is it buzzing? What the hell is going on? Maybe I need some new wires. Maybe something's going on. I don't know. I need to figure it out. The buzz is not great. But for the viewers of Caveman News, you all know that our movie expert, Sean, he kind of fell out of communication. We tried to call him a few episodes ago, and it went to a message that said something like this. I don't know. I can't remember what it said, but it said basically, Sean can't answer. So I reached out. Okay, Soy Teresa says, please focus. I am focusing. I'm trying to say that I reached out to Sean, and I got his new phone number. It's 505-494-8484. It's ridiculously easy to memorize because it has so many fours in it. It's crazy. It's disgusting. It has 4 fours in it, and as we all know, 4 is the worst number. But let's call him. Let's see what's up. Now, okay. And I'll put this mic up here. Alright. 505. Let's see. What was it? Jeez Louise. Okay. Oh yeah. 49. Fuck you. What is going on? Okay. Try it again. 505 494 8484. That should do it. I think. I don't know. see. God. I really hope that he picks up and has some movie reviews, because that would really kick off this show great. I don't think he's going to answer. Alright. I'll say this. 2 more episodes of us trying to reach Sean on the phone, and if he doesn't answer, then he is going to, unfortunately, we have to say it, he's going in the boozoo for bozos. I mean, there's nothing I can do about it. My hands are tied. So, okay, yeah, there's... Oh yeah, Soy Teresa says, wow, didn't even let us listen to his voicemail. And that does kind of disappoint me. I really do want to hear the voicemail, but I'm also going to... Okay, 505... what is it? It's, oh yeah, 494-8484. Okay, there we go. Hopefully we get a good answering machine message. What the hell? I hit the buttons. Okay. Last attempt. 505. 494-8484. Okay. Hey, it's ringing. Alright. And while it's ringing, one of the first things I want to get to right off the top is I do have... Wait, I didn't even get it queued up. I was going to say that I have an apology that needs to be made, but I think I forgot to queue up the apology screen. So just pretend there are the words apology floating on across the screen. And this apology is actually one that...
I'm sorry, the person you were trying to reach has a voicemail box that has not been set up yet. Please try your call again later. Goodbye.
Yeah. Well, he should set it up. I do find it interesting he has a 505 number again. That was... Yeah, see, Sean has to apologize. That's something we've never done. Maybe if we get him on the show and he apologizes, he can avoid being put on the boozoo for bozos. But, speaking of apologies, the apology that I think that we need this week is an apology from everybody who watches the show. Because last week, I had, let me see, I have an example here. Okay. Now, where is it? I don't know. I can't figure out where the button is. But, basically, last week, I had it written down, the title card for the episode, and it said episode 60... I think it said episode 62, and it wasn't episode 62 yet. Yeah, I think it was 61, 60, whatever. But, that reminds me of another thing. I wanted to say everybody is in trouble for not letting me know that I miscounted the episodes, and it should have said 61, and it accidentally said 62. In relation to that, I have been frequenting Blue Sky, the social media, you know what it is. It's Blue Sky. It's the social media thing. And what I like to do is to search for Carlsbad and search for latest to find the newest, they call them skeets, I suppose, the newest skeets about Carlsbad. And one thing I saw was somebody saying that they were around in 1961 in Carlsbad during a potash miners' strike, and there were fire bombs and things like this. And absolutely, 100%, right off the bat, this is the type of news that we love to discuss on Caveman News. Firebombing, strikes, workers' rights, all these things. Sounds great. But I looked into it, and I couldn't find any information about, and something like that happening in 1961, but I did find some articles about a big potash miners' strike in 1951. Maybe that's what this person was referring to, but I need to find out more. I want to investigate and bring to everybody the story of the, the contentious strike of decades past. That sounds like a interesting story to dive into. But while I was trying to find articles about this strike in 1961, I did find a little something about Project Gnome. A lot of Project Gnome stuff was coming up because 1961 was the year of Project Gnome, which we covered on, I believe it was our Holes episode, and maybe another time we talked about it, but Project Gnome was basically an attempt to set off a nuclear explosion underground to see if they could use the steam and energy that rose up to power generators, using nuclear bombs as a form of energy. And just an interesting little thing I found while trying to find out about this firebombing strike was that Project Gnome, the nuclear explosion that they did underground right outside of Carlsbad, and my great-grandpa was there, I believe. We watched footage. I couldn't see him in the footage, but I'm pretty sure he was there somewhere. But I did find out that Project Gnome, originally, they wanted the blast to be twice as big, which is extremely hard to visualize. If you've seen the footage of the actual Project Gnome explosion, you can see the ground going like this, and it sounds crazy. And also, there's we mentioned it last week, but there was the recent earthquake here in Carlsbad, and I just think about when they did Project Gnome and they set that nuke off underground, they talked about how, it'll dissipate quickly and all these things, and then a couple of decades later they went down there and like, wow, it's still radiated as hell down there. And I just think about things like that when I think about the recent earthquake and all of these things. We're going to release the demon of these irradiated clouds that are down there. So that could be interesting. Stay tuned for that. Okay. Oh, yeah. And I should do this. I keep forgetting to do this, but we do have the phone line, and this is our phone number. And why don't I play the jingle? I know I have that somewhere. Let's see. It's the button that looks like a phone. Here we go.
575-689-2606.
Big thank you to the composer of that song and the performer of it, producer Nico. That's a... Oh, was that loud? Jeez, Well, that's actually kind of funny. But I was just going to say... God, it was that loud? Okay, I didn't realize that. See, it sounds exactly like everything else in my headphones, so good to know. Actually, I do have one more sound thing coming up later, and I wonder if that's going to be a huge jump scare and jarring noise. Who knows? We'll see. But I was going to say with the phone, if you disagree with anything I say, or you have a compliment, call in. Let's talk. If you're brave enough to. Yes, as Soy Teresa in the chat says, I am built different. And this is very true. This is scientifically proven. I don't know how to tell you. Oh yeah, this will be fun. This is something I wanted to do. Everybody knows that... Okay, yeah. One of the great things we miss here on Caveman News currently is Pepito's sabbatical. He is living his life, doing his thing, and we miss his presence on the show. So I wanted to find a way to get some of his input and some of his creative art put back into the show. And I thought, I know something that was filmed. Let's see. God, it might have been 2 decades ago that this movie was filmed in Albuquerque, New Mexico, when Pepito and I were both living there, living in the temple, a great place. Oh God, the Soy Trees in the chat says, "Hey, that plane is doing that thing again right now over the studio." It's crazy. These planes that were flying the other day, they're just doing this like just back and forth. They're cruising in the sky and shooting green lasers everywhere and all this stuff. I don't know what's going on, but I guess it's happening again. So I'm glad I'm indoors here in the warehouse of Carlsbad. And as Soy Teresa says, yes, she misses Pepito so much, and so do I. So here's a little taste of Pepito in the trailer for the movie Nowhere Street. Alright. Okay, so I worked on this movie when I first moved to Albuquerque. I had recently gotten out of sound
They say life's a journey,
engineer school, and I went into
not a destination.
Moved to Albuquerque. Oh, man, that was a butt. You know how to pause it now, too, so I should have been able to pause it on that butt. What a mistake. But anyway, so Nowhere Street, this was a movie. When I moved to Albuquerque, I was looking for sound work, and I saw an advertisement in the newspaper saying they were looking for a sound person to work on this independent film, Nowhere Street, and I said, hey, I've worked on the big boards. I've done, ADR stuff. I've done all this stuff. Can I do it? And they said, yeah, they would love to have me. So it was a whole journey. I went and did sound on this movie, and yes, jump scare of a butt, but I ain't scared. Anyway, this is the movie Nowhere Street that I worked on. Okay, in this the stripper scenes, the scenes in the strip club, somewhere back there, I'm in the crowd. That was the only time I was in the movie. I was just a patron sitting in the back of the dark strip club. Good times. Oh, and that lady, she's gonna pop up again, but she was on Breaking Bad. I remember being so happy when I saw her. Ooh, I'm pretty sure I cut those lines. No, I know I did, because I remember nobody else knew how to cut lines that looked good, and just through my cultural upbringing, I happened to, by osmosis, learn how to cut lines, and so I cut those lines. Oh. Yeah, can't hear me at all over the video. That's something strange. I don't know exactly how to avoid that. It's this broadcasting software. It tries to level things out, and it's like, oh, there's another noise, so I'm just going to mute this one down. I don't know. Anyway.
Sometimes, on the road of life, you take the wrong path. It looks like the right way to go.
Movie is sexy as hell, I gotta say.
Soon you find yourself in way over your head. It's in that moment you wonder,
So that's the one who is on Breaking Bad. I think it was one of the very first episodes, and I remember it was one where, gosh, I haven't seen it so long. It was Skylar, Walter White's wife, her sister, the lady who always wore purple. She was in a store. I think it was when she was going, and she stole the tiara to give to the baby or something like. I remember there was yeah, Marie. Yes. She was the store person when Marie was shoplifting the tiara. And also, I remember playing the my band and I, Sabertooth Cavity, we played her. Let me see. I gotta figure out the pointing. There we go. Her house party. And I remember we played really loud in this room, and everybody was partying and shit. And everybody just like went outside, so it was us just alone in this room while everybody was drinking and partying on the porch and all this stuff. And it was really weird playing to nobody and very strange. But we finished our set and we're like, okay, that was fun. And we walked outside, and people were saying, "Oh, we loved it and everything. What are you doing, another one?" So we went back and played another 30 minutes, just like completely improvising and everything, but completely alone once again. It was a very strange party. Let's see more of this. We haven't even gotten to the Pepito, I don't think. Okay, that right there in the brown striped shirt, that is... What is his name? It was something like Matt? Galindo or something like that? As I recall, I don't know. Ooh, look at Matt. Fucking, he's about to eat it. God, I love that. The clothesline in the middle of a fight. I don't know. I've never seen anybody do a clothesline in an actual fight. I love it. And that's Mateo. I just gotta give a shout out to Mateo. He's fucking sick. I think that might have been Pepito. There's Pepito getting thrown. He did his own stunts. It was very impressive. I think that was just him punching the red-headed man.
Get high again.
Damn. So I spent months working on that movie, and they promised to pay me and never paid me a fucking cent. I went and, work schedule. I'd show up every day to wherever the filming location was and all these things, and they never paid me, so... I'm allowed to say that it was... No, I'm not going to say it was a lame movie, because I can't lie to everybody. Everybody just saw how great that was. So there's our little bit of Pepito on this show. It's... Gosh, I can't see. Okay. Boozoo. Wait. Oh, yeah. Actually, you know what? I have the... physical boozoo right here. Oh my god. It would take too long to explain what just happened, but it's very funny. I'm officially adding the Nowhere Street culprits to the boozoo. All right. Nowhere Street. Fools. Okay, that's it. They have officially been added to the boozoo. They're on it. I can't wait till this thing is completely filled out. That's going to be wonderful to see. And in fact, we're going to have, you know what? We might have another addition to the boozoo later on in the show. It seems like there's so much to get to this week, and let's keep it moving. All right, I'm not going to do that. Actually, you know what? The next thing to really discuss is another entry into the boozoo, and this goes to the U.S. government. Actually, I can just do that really quick because I don't know if you've heard, but it's all abuzz here in Carlsbad that, okay, U.S. government, all right, excellent. They are on the list. Perfect. And this is in pen. You can't erase this shit. This is a mark on their permanent record. But the reason that the yes, Dog Treat General, we hate those guys. We do. And the girls and the fools as well. All of them. What the US government is doing is fucking up the Carlsbad Caverns. They have been firing park rangers like crazy. People are going and they're reporting that their tours through the caverns are being canceled because there are not enough park rangers anymore. And it just seems like they're ruining it, and that's disgusting. And I really want to... I wish I had the time to volunteer and give tours myself, because the Carlsbad Caverns needs to be protected. I hope they're at least protecting it, because there was the recent story of the finding, what was it, the Cheeto bag that somebody threw down there, and it messed up the gosh, what's the word I am looking for? The not the flora, but the fauna of the Carlsbad Caverns. So it's pretty disgusting to hear what they're doing to the caverns, and I hope that they are keeping it safe and all of these things. And I just want to say, let's see, I do have something here. Okay, not that. I do want to say that if anybody in the government wants to come down and fight me at the Carlsbad Caverns, we can do a one-on-one battle it out. You send your best people, I'll send myself, and we'll decide. That's kind of the way that it should go. I think that's all I should legally, I think that's all I should say right here, because I don't want to say something, these government people, they're so soft, and I can't even say that I would like to people, because they'll get mad at that. But, oh god, I dropped a card. What in the world is going on? Okay, that was just my last card. Hey, Cobra's here. Let's see if the mirror will work. Can I figure this out? Oh wait, no, I don't want the zoomed in side. Gosh, that's just double me. Okay, I see chords. Alright, I'm gonna figure this out. I really want to get... There he is. Hi, Cobra. Damn, he's looking straight down the barrel of the camera, too. That's beautiful. Okay, thank you, Cobra. Yeah, we need a high Cobra sound alert. Uh, El Pablo 69 says hi, and I'm just going off the top of my head. I'm thinking that maybe this is somebody from the Umbi chat, because I did post that I'm going live, so maybe that's Pav from the chat. Either way, salute to Pavlo 69. Ooh. Okay, where's the... Alright, I did that. Oh yeah, there was another Caverns thing I wanted to say. I was getting deep into reading about the Carlsbad Caverns and all of their staffing problems and the underfunding and all of these disgusting things, and they're trying to destroy my beautiful hole in the ground. And I read... Okay. Hey, Pablo. That's what I will call you. But I was reading about the Carlsbad Caverns, and I saw that they're doing an artist residency, and you have to, fill out this application, do all of these things, but they're looking for people to come down to the Carlsbad Caverns over the summer for 2 or 4 weeks, or 2 weeks, and you would be creating visual art there in the caverns themselves, and also talking about your process with the tourists who are going through, and giving a little demonstration. It can be how to make art, and a little talk, things like this. And I think they said they would pay you $500 for your 2 or 4 weeks or whatever, and I'm really interested in that. And I think all the artists who watch this show should do it as well. Okay, this is getting too long. I need to golly, it's 11:07. I have a new segment that I want to get to really quick, and that way we can get to starting the show. So let's see, where's my button for the new segment? Okay, that's not it. Here it is.
Podcasts I heard this week, and my responses to them.
I wonder if that one was too loud. But yes, this is the new segment, Podcasts I Heard This Week, and my responses to them. And I planned ahead. I know I can get long-winded. I know I can ramble. Okay, Soy Teresa says pretty loud. Okay, I'm going to actually, you know what? No. I'm just going to remember to look into that for next week to adjust my volumes and things like this. I was about to say I'll just write it down in my notebook real quick where I keep all of the things I want to remember. But I'm not going to do that. Anyway, this new segment is about... I listen to podcasts all the time. I have headphones constantly, which, as you can see right there... Gosh, hang on. I need to figure out how to... Okay, yeah, that kind of worked. It kind of looked like it was right over where my head is right now. Boom, 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 boom. Nice. Anyway, I love wearing headphones, obviously, since I was a baby, and I listen to a lot of podcasts. And it's not because I love music, but the thing is, with music, when I listen to it too much, it starts to lose its potency to me. It's not as powerful. I have to save good music. I know, I love this song, but I can't listen to it too much. I don't want it to get played out. So I listen to podcasts. That's what I do. And I'm going to keep this under a minute. Boom. All right. So I can't even remember what podcast stuff I was going to talk about. Oh, I do. There was one I was listening to. Scott Hasn't Seen, Scott Ackerman's podcast, and I can't recall exactly why it came up, but he was talking about going to a Todd Rundgren concert, I think. I'm pretty sure it was Todd Rundgren, but he was saying that the man cussed too much, and it was kind of off-putting and things like this. And I'm a fan of Scott Ackerman. I listen to his podcasts and stuff, but saying cuss words is a good thing. And it's actually, I think about this a lot because I put these episodes on YouTube, and they always say, is this intended for kids and stuff like this? And I always click no, but if you click no and you're cussing a lot, you can't monetize whatever. I ran out of time. I was going to get much deeper on that topic, but I'm not. And I didn't even mention the Doughboys. And yeah, I'm pro cussing as well. See, okay, I gave myself a timer so I wouldn't get too into it, but Dog Treat General agrees with me, so I'm just going to go a little bit more. On YouTube, they say, oh, you shouldn't cuss, and oh, you shouldn't cuss within the first, minute or something like that, because then you can't monetize, you can't advertise and all this shit. And to that I say, fuck that. I don't give a fuck. I think it's good to cuss, and I believe that it is kind of an anti-capitalist thing to cuss on your media that you're putting out there. That's the world we live in now, and I will gladly cuss all the time because you know what? I'm not in this for the money. The money I make doing this, not that good. Okay, is there anything else I need to get to before? Okay, I'm gonna skip that. We already did some boozoo. I was gonna say maybe we'll get to that at the end of the show, but really, I don't think so. I think what we need to do is start the show. And as we all know, to start the show, we have to take our boots off for Barrett. James Barrett was the first man executed here in Carlsbad, New Mexico. And when he was killed, he gave a speech on the gallows and said that his father told him he would die with his boots on, and he wanted to take his boots off and throw them into the crowd right before he was killed. And we want to honor Barrett because, trust me, if you've read about his the terrible things that he went through and the people that opposed him, it's disgusting. I think anybody in their right mind, well, no, I was going to say anybody would agree that Barrett was definitely in the right, but you know what? This world is full of a lot of stupid motherfuckers, so I'm sure many would be pro-cop and say, oh, whatever. Anyway, let's start the show.
If I was in the chat, I would be saying, start the show.
I know you would.
Start
Absolutely.
the show.
Okay. All right. There we go. That's our new start the show drop. I wonder if that one was loud as hell. Who knows? And I do have one more start the show sound effect. Let's hear it. Excellent. Yeah, it's okay. We're only 44 minutes in. Jeez Louise, I get it. All right. Let's go. Where's my button? All right. Let's talk about the Fitzgerald family. I knew nothing about this. And Soy Teresa, did you say we're only 44 minutes in because you know I hate the number 4? Is that what's going on? Is this am I being mocked with numbers? Who knows? Anyway, let's go. The show has started. Carnargus, 1994. Yeah, I did this to myself. Miss Lenuxi. What do you guys... Well, what am I going to ask you and then you're going to tell me how you pronounce it in the chat? Well, I have done those things before, but I'm going to pronounce it Lenuxi Fitzgerald. Was born February 10th, 1903 in Marlin, Texas, to Sherman and Sarah Ellis. She moved to Carlsbad in 1933 from the Pampa and Amarillo, Texas area. So that's our first Fitzgerald, Lennoxie. This is 1994. She married Dewey Fitzgerald June 20th, 1921 in Marlin. He preceded her in death. Yeah. I thought I accidentally hit the button. That's awful. It's not nice of you. Let's learn more about the Fitzgerald family. They had owned and operated Dewey's Barbecue for many years. She was the owner of the first black skating rink and was the first black lady in Carlsbad to be a licensed hairdresser. Now that is sick. I should call I guess she's our advice expert on the show, Brittany, but she's also the lead skating enthusiast and consultant for the show. I'm sure she would be thrilled to learn we're diving into the history of Carlsbad skate rinks. And maybe that should be its own episode. Who knows? This is 2014. You know what? I don't think that the years and the dates on these articles matter as much because this is all written after the fact, so I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense. Here we go. Many Carlsbad residents remember Dewey's Barbecue. Dewey Fitzgerald came to Carlsbad in the early 1920s. He opened his pit barbecue business during the late 1940s, located on Canyon Street, not far from downtown. I never went to, well, I don't think it was even around, but I don't know anything about Carlsbad barbecue places. I'm not really a barbecue man, believe it or not. Here we go. Dewey Fitzgerald later opened the Fitz Drive-In on San Jose Boulevard. You see, it was called Fitz because he was Fitzgerald. I didn't make that connection at first. I'm kind of, I got these scars on my brain, and I think the ability to recognize that the Fitz being short for Fitzgerald was something that my brain just glossed over at first. But then, when I realized it, I thought that was really fucking cute. Oh, wait. Dewey Fitzgerald later opened the Fitz Drive-In on San Jose Boulevard with an open-air roller skating rink. That is when he talked his son Ellis and wife Alma into coming to Carlsbad. Dewey Fitzgerald later owned an indoor skating rink across the street from the Fitz. So that's cute. The son had a different skating rink, and the mom and the dad had their own. This is the outdoor skating rink. I can't, of course my vision is awful, but I can't make out anything here. Actually, let me see if I can read the caption. The photo of the outdoor skating rink behind the Fitz Drive-In on San Jose Boulevard was taken in 1953. Neighborhood children skated on the rink thanks to Dewey Fitzgerald, the man who started Dewey's Barbecue and Fitz Drive-In. Golly. Okay. The cafe, Fitz, served barbecue from Dewey's. Fitzgerald said nothing, noting that she cooked so many hamburgers during that time that she could cook them in her sleep. And normally, I would say, yeah, right, I doubt it. But this is an episode to honor the Fitzgeralds, and I'm going to believe her. If she says she could cook hamburgers in her sleep, I would eat them. Yeah, did that. Okay. Although Alma and Ellis Fitzgerald never had any children of their own, they always had plenty of young people around them to make them feel like parents. Weird. I wouldn't choose to do that. I don't have children myself either. Categorically do not. But these people, they were good parental figures for the children of Carlsbad at the time. Fitzgerald said that many neighborhood kids who frequented the cafe and skating rink would have sleepovers there. Their parents would come get them in the morning. That would be amazing. I would love if I had the opportunity to. God, Cobra's so cool. He's a good guy. If I had the opportunity to spend the night sleeping at the skating rink, I never had a skating rink I went to Blades, the rollerblading rink, and that was incredible. I loved it there. Do all the games. They had that dice game. They had something where you went around and on the walls. Maybe that was the dice game as well. I don't know. And you could do the rollerblading around, and I think they called it the snowball. They did the slow dance music, and then you hold hands with your significant other that is also 10 years old and just skate around. And man, I would have loved to be able to sleep over and skate. That would have been very cool. Growing up in Marlin, Fitzgerald and Williams, who is also from Marlin, talked about the way it was back then with families. Everyone helped everyone and watched over all the children. That's community. That's solidarity. That's beautiful to hear about. See, I didn't know anything about this Fitzgerald family when I started researching. And the more I read, I was like, these are a great group of people. I really enjoy them. In Marlin, a town filled with educated black people, everyone watched out for everyone's children, Williams said. Beautiful. I've never been to Marlin. Fitzgerald said her daddy always had a good job, but the stock market crash of 1929 was bad for everyone. Her daddy worked wherever he could, while her mom took care of 8 children. The grandparents took one of the children to raise, and that's beautiful. As somebody who was raised by his grandparents, because, well, let's not get into that. As somebody who experienced that is beautiful for the grandparents to raise one of the children. What am I? But one thing I did want to say is I think it's weird. Okay, I would never, as a grown-up, refer to my father as my daddy and things like that. But hey, I know some people, that's the language they use, that's the terms that are comfortable to them, and I support it. I am nothing but supportive, but I don't think you need to. The author, the newspaper author who wrote this article, I don't think you need to constantly keep saying daddy and everything just because that's what she called him. I mean, you can say, yeah, her father, her dad, whatever. I'm nitpicking. That's not how I would write the article. Whatever. Okay. Gosh, okay. Can I finish this story in 6 minutes? Let's see. Let's find the fuck out. Oh, God. This one's such tiny print. Alright. A local personality said she knew her future husband when she first laid eyes on him in grade school. Alma Cook Fitzgerald married her husband Ellis just as she had predicted as a youngster. Recently, at breakfast with good friends, she reminisced about falling in love with him in the 5th grade and remembers going home and writing Alma and Elvis over and over again. I cannot imagine that. I'm trying to think back to people I went to 5th grade with, and I don't think I could instantly fall in love with any of them. No offense to Jessica and Brooklyn, and God, I gotta be able to remember at least a 3rd lady from my 5th grade, but I can't. And you know what? It doesn't matter. It was where the little Cuban nightclub was turned into a skating rink, said Bernita Smith Payne, adding that those who skated used to use the old type skates with keys, something that is foreign to today's young people. I think it's foreign to a lot of people. I don't even understand what the keys, and I've heard that, oh, these old skates, they had keys. I don't understand why. I don't understand what the key is for. Is that a locking mechanism? I mean, I'm sure that they didn't start up the skates or anything. I don't know. I am also perplexed about what that means. Oh yeah, let's get into this. Okay, now let's hear. Yes, this is 1964. Skates are taken from Fitz's rink. 5 pair of roller skates were missing in the breaking and entering of the Fitz's roller rink, 2704 San Jose Boulevard, Carlsbad police said. The break-in was discovered at 5:35 a.m. Saturday by Dewey Fitzgerald, owner. Now that's just disgusting. I mean, these people are providing a good environment. They're filling the town with barbecue, and I don't know what they served at the Fitz, but it was disheartening to hear about the break-in. I really just went looking for any stories I could find about the skating rink that they owned. I wanted more skating content. I wanted to learn more. And unfortunately, they did not write a lot about them, which is disheartening but also not surprising at all, because as we've discovered, a couple episodes ago, we talked about the community of black people outside of Roswell, New Mexico, not far from here in Carlsbad, and how they struck oil and made a bunch of money, and they were able to basically pass down generational wealth to their descendants and all these things, and very little was written about them at the time. It's just disgusting how people overlook these things, and I am disgusted that people broke into the Fitz's roller rink. Oh wait, here we go. Alright, the missing skates were valued at $37.10, which, what is it? This is 1961? Hey, just like as we were talking about at the beginning of the show, the person, whatever. I'm not going to get back into it. I'm not going to relitigate everything that I said at the beginning of the show. That would be very stupid of me. Okay, looks like we have 2 more minutes left in the show. Well, maybe I'll run a bit over. And yeah, I was curious what $37 in 1961. So that'd be $394 today. That is crazy. 962% increase. Jeez Louise. Those are some expensive skates. Okay. Oh yeah. So I think that's all I have on the Fitzgeralds. That's all we're gonna get to right now. But I did find something while I was searching for news about the local skating rinks here in Carlsbad. And I came across this, and I thought this was interesting. This is 1897, and it says generalities, an epitome of what is transpiring elsewhere and everywhere. Expressions, opinions, and predictions. And the first one says Albuquerque is to have a roller skating rink. Hey, hell yeah, copying Carlsbad. And then high water in Tennessee is doing great damage. That's very strange to me. I mean, you're mentioning that Albuquerque's gonna get a roller skating rink, and that's the entire announcement you want to make in this one line of your generalities. It just seems very eclectic, the random things that they're just deciding to give one sentence little blurbs to in this 1897 article. And this was one of the next ones. Professor Henry Drummond, author of Natural Law and the Spiritual World, is dead. J.H. Wade, general manager of the Southern California Railroad Company, is dead. So, and those are one sentence little snippets just below learning that Albuquerque is going to have a roller skating rink. And what's the other one? That high water in Tennessee is doing great damage? What the hell is this? It's very confusing. I'm telling you, the 1800s newspapers, just some of the greatest stuff in the world to read if you really want to get confused. Walling and Jackson, the murderers of Pearl Bryan, will hang tomorrow at Frankfort, Kentucky. I love that. I see that a lot in these old newspapers is the T-O and then the little dash, Morrow. I don't know why we got rid of that. That was a very cool way to spell tomorrow. I like it better than, well, yeah, I do like it better than our modern way of doing it. Whatever. Yeah. And it also says 2 convicts escaped from the New Mexico penitentiary Sunday, but were captured and brought back. I want to know more about that story. And, well, actually, we might be researching something along those lines in the coming few weeks. I do have something in mind. Lawyer William A. Shoemaker of Philadelphia, who was disbarred for manufacturing testimony in the celebrated Holmes murder case, is again practicing. I don't know why I included that one. It's just weird. And I don't know what else to say about that. Okay, do I need to say... Okay, that's good, that's good. Alright. I think... Look at that. It is 11:33. I'm only 3 minutes past the time that I had allocated to do this show. So I'm going to close out the show. We're going to end this. And there's nothing you can do about it. Let's see. What are the... Oh, yeah. I have closing announcements. What the hell does that say? Oh, yeah. Oh, I thought I saw something in the chat, but I did not. One of the announcements is that I have now started the Caveman News subreddit. So, there is that. I think I'm just going to be rambling. Believe it or not, I do ramble. And I thought that would be a good place to... You know, I could make a little post about each episode, and then when the episode is done, like a day later or something, I'd be like, oh yeah, I forgot to mention this. And further discussions, things I forgot to get to, things I ran out of time to say, that will all be on the subreddit r/Caveman News. I'm excited. I don't know much about Reddit, but seems like that could be fun. Let's see, I need to get back to... No, I need there. There. Wait. No, I didn't want that yet. Oh, no. Golly. Okay. Let's see. I can see a clock. There it is. Perfect. Alright, we're back. So, I made the Reddit announcement. I did want to say a shout out to Big Rig Ben. If you're out there, hope you're driving that big rig. All good, all nice. I know you are. I trust that. I believe it. And okay, so yeah, next week it is March 2nd, Sunday, and our topic is going to be archaeology. I think I have found some good stories about archaeological finds and It's going to be a lot of interesting things to discuss on that one, and I am looking forward to it. Is there anything else I need to say? No, I believe there isn't. So, I think we can officially close this show out. I'm sure everybody is proud. Okay. Oh, hang on. I gotta... This guy. Let's get one more Cobra for the show before we go. Okay. There's the hat. Alright, I see the... Where? There he is. Wait, why am I not seeing it? Hey, Cobra. Thank you, Cobra. Alright, everybody. That's gonna do it. And as always, on Caveman News, we're Dafu. Fuck the blue. If you're here next week, then I'll see you.